road construction in East Moline is getting close to an end, why neighbors say they'll believe it when they see it. Plus, 10 presidential candidates are fighting for your vote last night and more tonight. The big moments from last night, and we'll tell you what to expect this evening.
WHBF is local for you. This is Local 4 News this morning.
Good Thursday morning to you. I'm Alexandria Ikomoni. Thanks for watching Local 4 News this morning. Frederick Terry has the morning off. It's been almost 1 year with orange pylons lining in East Moline, but the end may finally be near for that project. That's this morning's top story. City officials say the resurfacing project was expected to wrap up in October, but bad weather kept pushing it back. Workers are supposed to be back out today, and Local 4's Grace Runkle has the latest on the project's deadline.
Road work ahead. Expect delays. Takes on a whole new meaning along 7th Street in East Moline.
We moved here last summer and there was construction the entire summer until like November. And then in March we have construction again. So it's been the whole time.
The cones are still out, but the workers aren't. The city says they haven't had enough dry days.
There's honestly not that much work to be done. It just has to be favorable weather for them to finish it.
And while the contractor waits on weather, residents are forced to give up their street parking and sit in traffic.
It's one of the busiest streets here, and sometimes they'll have it down to one lane, and so there'll be giant lines both ways, and it takes like 20 minutes to get down it.
Federal documents show the total cost of the project is $1.3 million. Federal funding is covering about 80% of the bill, so the city is responsible for about $260,000.
I would say what it's costing the city is some reputation and definitely, wearing on folks' nerves.
Kamler didn't give an updated end date for the project, but said it should be done soon.
Well, hopefully they know what they're doing and they get it done, but honestly, I don't know, and I don't really have much faith for it.
Grace Runkle, Local 4 News.
Now, the director of engineering could not say if they would stop considering the contractor Brand Construction for future projects, but he did say city officials are looking at creating a responsible bid ordinance. The suspect accused of killing a Fulton County deputy is now in jail. The 16-hour standoff in Avon, Illinois finally came to an end yesterday morning. 42-year-old Nathan Woodring of Avon was taken into custody after that standoff ended. Formal charges are now pending, and Fulton County Deputy Troy Chisholm was shot and killed when he responded to a battery and disturbance call. Residents say the situation was terrifying, and they've never seen anything like this. One resident is still in disbelief.
Why? It's just, why would he do such a thing? Why would he shoot the officer?
Law enforcement officers held a large procession to Peoria yesterday, and Deputy Chisholm was the 5th officer fatally shot nationwide in the last 8 days. Another round of Democratic presidential debates will heat up tonight in Miami. The first set of candidates made their case yesterday, tackling immigration, the economy, and President Trump. Laura Podesta has more from your local election headquarters.
A comprehensive rewrite of our immigration laws.
I think that you should do your homework.
We're going to make sure that
for 2 hours.
Healthcare is a basic human right, and I will fight for basic human rights.
10 Democratic presidential candidates went toe-to-toe during an NBC News debate on issues like health care.
I am just simply concerned about kicking half of America off of their health insurance in 4 years.
Afghanistan.
You have to stay engaged in these situations.
As a soldier, I will tell you that answer is unacceptable. We have to bring our troops home.
They also talked about immigration, making their case both in English.
I would sign an executive order that would get rid of Trump's zero-tolerance policy.
And in Spanish, hoping to court Latino voters.
La situación ahora es inaceptable. When people come to this country, they do not leave their human rights at the border.
The debate last night took place here in Florida, a key battleground state, and where President Trump kicked off his re-election campaign a week and a half ago.
while the president tweeted the debate was boring.
The biggest threat to the security of the United States is Donald Trump.
Democrats on stage took him to task.
I don't think we should conduct foreign policy in our bathrobe at 5 in the morning.
Some publicly stated their views on whether impeachment proceedings should begin.
We must begin impeachment now.
This is not the #1 issue the American people ask us about.
The candidates were largely focused on each other and their party.
This Democratic Party has to be strong and bold and progressive.
10 more Democratic contenders will take the stage in Miami tonight. Laura Podesta, CBS News, Miami.
And tonight's debate has candidates including Bernie Sanders, Kamala Harris, and Joe Biden, who's leading in early polls. Driving and using your phone in Illinois has been banned for some time now, and if you got stopped for it, you had a good chance of getting a warning ticket. But in 4 days, drivers caught violating will face harsher penalties. On Local 4's Andrea Medina joined us live in East Moline. Good morning, Andrea. What consequences can drivers expect?
Good morning, Alexandria. Well, besides causing an accident or an injury, drivers will be facing hefty fines and a bunch of other things as well, like getting their license suspended as well. And we're going to get a little bit more into that right now. So here, joining me now is Trooper Wilson here with the Illinois State Police District 7. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. Now, something we can't let go of are our phones. I mean, I have it in my phone right now, but of course I'm not driving out here. What's a good habit to break, especially now that this law is going to go into effect in a few days?
Well, I know that a couple things that you have with your phones, you have some safety features that I do put on my phones. While I'm going down the road, it actually has that text that says, while driving, you will not receive calls or messages. That's something that I personally do with my phones, specifically because of seeing what has happened on the roadways. And it's really important that we try to get that message out there, that people understand that you do have to take personal responsibility, and you have to understand your first and only job when you're behind the wheel is operating that vehicle. I know that there have been many times we've had people that have commented to us, especially when we're issuing citations for different traffic infractions, why aren't you guys out catching the real killers? Well, unfortunately, what's happening is in this country, we have about 15,000 murders a year in this country, but we have over 41,000 people that are violently killed on American roadways. So it's very important to make sure people understand that the most dangerous thing that you're going to do every single day is get behind the wheel of that car or get in a vehicle that's going down the road at 50 to 70 miles an hour. You need everything available to you to be able to operate that vehicle safely.
That's so crazy to think of those numbers, just how, people getting behind the wheel who are distracted are killing more people than an actual murder. Now, now here in the Quad Cities area, have you been giving out a lot of citations? Have you been giving a lot of warnings to people who've been distracted behind the wheel?
We have actually started increasing those numbers, and mostly it's because the laws have been on the books for a while for us in Illinois, so we know that people have had a chance to adjust their driving habits, and we used to give mostly warnings, but now, especially with the loss of troopers over the past couple months, we are issuing more citations for distracted driving because that's one of the biggest killers for us as well.
Well, thank you so much. And if it wasn't clear enough, the message here is to put those phones down. I mean, your life is very important. So all what really matters is when you are getting behind the wheel, no text or post is more important than that. Alexandria, back to you.
Andrea, thank you so much. Couldn't agree more. Definitely have to make sure we're being safe out there, just because you never know what can happen. So you just want to make sure you're paying attention to the roads and avoiding putting your life and someone else's life in danger.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you definitely want to be as cautious as you can. I think, like you said, these giant machines we're driving, we take for granted their power. And you got to be careful for sure. All righty, well, here today, as we are driving around, getting ready to drive off to work, it is a warm start this morning. It is going to be a hot one today, back up into the 90s. You can see blue skies outside. That's going to be the case all day long, pretty much 71 right now. Southwesterly winds, both sides of the river. That southwest wind combined with that sunshine, that is going to warm us quickly, and we're right back up to where we were yesterday. And yesterday we hit 91. That was the high temperature. Today, 92, 93 potentially this afternoon. You can see satellite radar pretty much free and clear. And again, we're all the way up to the 80s here within the next few hours. And then we're going to be looking at temperatures getting into the upper 80s by lunchtime, and right around 93, that high today. Humid as well, so not only will we be 93, but probably feeling closer to 95 or 96 outside, so it's gonna be a scorcher. Tonight back down to 70. Chance for some storms overnight tonight, but minimal rainfall really expected here in the next little while.
Yeah, I thoroughly enjoy 70s at night, though. I won't lie.
Do you?
I do. I like it warm at night.
The only thing I have a problem with is that my AC struggles to keep up when it doesn't even have the nighttime to cool down.
That's
but
true.
We'll be all right.
Yeah.
We'll manage.
You'll make it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll be okay. Okay, coming up, Grover is looking for his forever home. You can make this sweet little pup a part of your family and pet of the week.
Time now, 6:10. You're watching Local 4 News this morning.
WHBF is local for you with Frederick Terry, Alexandria Ikomoni, and meteorologist Ash Simpson. This is Local 4 News this morning in high definition.